Listen with your eyes. See with your ears. Kiss with your hands. Think with your heart. What happens when the artist is the art? My heart is the artwork. My ideas are pomegranates. The way my hair hangs is a simile for social alienation. My hunger is a political statement. Poets morph into motifs. Our footsteps look like an ellipsis, each movement a metaphor. I've seen singers become a single note. Entertainers become colons. Personas making jokes at dinner parties without ever being present. Auctioned like invisible artworks. The soundtrack, The Velvet Rope by Janet Jackson. Charisma masks narcissism. The death of the audience, not author. Rilke's beauty and terror. The old man killed by a doctor. Go to the limits of your longing by Raina Maria Rilke. God speaks to each of us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me, flare up like a flame, and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You will know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand. The boy on the evening news sets himself on fire. Thinks Katy Perry's firework is literal. How many people did you perform for today? Did you get your standing ovation? A room full of people at your funeral claiming their breath was music. For the artist, the worst thing that can happen is that nothing happens. Imagine trying to live your life like an airworm. Your shaven head an opus, rehab your biggest success, a burnt Jerry curl for a Pepsi advert. The songstress who holds the record for the longest note dies on stage from a cardiac arrest, dies on stage with tears and a sense of accomplishment. We dance to Dream a Little Dream of Me, Ella Fitzgerald, who is still serenading us, beautiful and translucent, filling our rooms with that maple tune. Whose voices make up the thoughts in your brain? Can you distinguish yours from an echo? Dance to a song in your head. Make people guess what song you're dancing to using only your gestures. This is avoidance. What song do you think I'm dancing to? Talk about your day using only facial expressions. Make a public dream out of your ideas. Pretend for one day you are not your race, age, nationality, class, or gender. Look at everyone's reality like it's as real and valid as yours. When people ask for your name, give the month you were born. Leave a thought. Leave a thought. Oh, what's the line? I need to remember this for the performance. What's the line? Leave a thought. Enter another. No. Yeah, it is. Leave a thought. Leave a thought. Enter another. Eat critique for dinner. What an idea. Eating my thoughts as my mind watches from a high chair. An infant genius, a tired elder. Being solar powered. Snorting a tower of powdered sunlight from the kitchen counter. My heart is a room. My head is a room. My mouth is a room. The space between my legs is a room. My thoughts are rooms. Dreams are rooms. There's a room inside me, one where you left the door open. I can be a room for the right person. Cut your name into pieces and rearrange it into a new name. Go by this new name. Reflect on how you act under this new alias. I turn my head. You look at me, princess. Watch me, watch you perceive. Consider whether I deserve courtesy. I'll witness your expressions. What makes your nose crinkle like paper, face scrunch up like a fist? What makes your eyes soften in astonishment? Everything is a performance. Marriage, love, sex, jobs, laughing with your friends, laughing with your boss. Looking in the mirror, that glass panopticon. Making a moan sound like a song. The art of acting like a person even when I feel like scum. Being the school Magdalene. Making my mouth an experience. Studying the script of my life for an interview. Forgetting it. glistening crystals, chandeliers, being reflected on for maybe 8 seconds. The solo of a string instrument, standing at the edge, my face reflected in the lake of a stranger. Seeing myself drowning in your iris or dancing, depending on perspective. How are you performing now? Who are you when no one is watching? Do you moan during sex because you want to or it's expected? Do you usually ask for permission or forgiveness? When was the last time you faked an orgasm? When was the last time you faked a laugh? The last time I faked a laugh, I was on a train to London, sitting next to a drunk, shouting stranger. I realized this probably meant he wanted to be heard. Behind the bravado and curses was a genuine urge to be seen. When it was over, I let out the breath I was holding in. A part of me was listening to myself. Put every fact you know in parentheses. Pause self-sabotage with a full stop. Live as an exclamation mark! Black typeface on white paper. Proximity to broad strokes. Impressionist premise, my air in your palm like Van Gogh. My ego is weeping with Baldwin in Giovanni's room, making a strange impression with Maya Angelou. Presence is a verb, pendulum. Certainty is ambivalence, questioning if I'm a citizen. My mind has been silent for months since it was stung. Dreaming of black burning swans, my nightmares. Love walks into my life on April Fools when I'm dreaming backwards. Music is thunder in a dressing room filled with comforts. Liquors like desserts, the pinkest summers. Yoruba, my forgotten language. I am not protected by my silence. My soul is an opera concert. An open hurt where intuition enters. My heart is a pomegranate. Your mother's heart is a pear. Your father's heart is an apple. The first person who assaulted you, their heart is a seed. The artist exists in between moments. The artist lives so the art can exist. What is art without experience? The artist enters and exits, becomes a font, aerial, time New Roman bold. The conceptual artist's brain is set on fire. The ashes are sold. The moon is a street bulb in a sky that is only an invisible backdrop. Children beg for songs, distractions. They dance while critics argue the importance of dots in our expanding production cosmos. Make an art installation out of all the objects you've hoarded. To live in a sick body, to live, to live in a sick body is to feel guilty with the shame of slowness. The old man in a rocking chair, forgetting his son's name and the date his daughter died. The sky is a swollen blue eye. The water in my body drowns me. The scent of a burning notebook full of secrets. I keep using praise to misplace myself. Behind every smile, I see the skeletal. I learn my love's pulse, his temple's rhythm, in fear of when it stops. The clock's tick is a heartbeat, a metronome, a clap. I find meaning in being. Pain has a connotation. Life is a coffin. And time is measured in loss. Dip your fingerprint in blood. Use your fingerprint as a signature. The next time you want to fight, remember you are already dying. Nebula for a cornea, a black hole for a beauty mark, the data of the stars, a dying art, a dying art. Freckled cosmos, like a Pollock painting, snow falls in slow motion. The world is a museum. We too are inklings of its wisdom, neurons out of rhythm, algorithms programmed by televisions, cities of ash, the data of the stars, a dying art, two Fridas holding hands, the intuition of a poem. My brain's an app loading in my synapse, a cricket on my eyelash, my patch of grass, the secrets of the universe stored in my iris, black hole. The glass sky is fragile, but also a window, opera on vinyl, a blue note. I wear ocean, cologne, perfume. Time spins like a whirlpool. Light me up, my mind's a candle. Light me up, my heart is shrapnel. I exist as an exit wound, creating outlooks, cutting the earth in half, scooping out the marrow. I exist as a wound, a bruise waiting for tomorrow. It's in my code, it's in my bones, hot and cold, desert snow, light and shadow, heart fruit hollow. Everything I own is borrowed. Let it go, let it go, let it go, ego. Sometimes I feel just like a full stop, a black hole. Slice open your subconscious. It's an avocado. Share pieces of your heart fruit with strangers. Will you take a piece? Peel the sun like an orange. Tomorrow, sip the horizon. Thunder music. God carves the cosmos, eons bound into an animate manuscript. The beginning and its conclusion jolt the same. Like Luna pregnant and bleeding the black, clotted sky. At the window of my mother's car, moon stalks the darkness I can't name. Evening longing maims my heart. The same dream where I am running towards my father, only to end up snubbing his arms. For disco lights and open curtains, a clapping audience. We're all fountains of emotions, wanting someone to drink us so we can be quenched. I ran into you like a drunk driver to a pram, or a plump baby eaten by a bomb, a circus in flames. Charm is often narcissism. I watched you ask in the world for a buzz while inhaling a puff of crack. Memory is having a post-mortem for love. Ours lasted for months on life support, both of us on autopilot, like the city busker strumming Bjork's quiet with no pennies in his cup. only happy when dream paused in clandestine dawn. You etched my initials into your left arm after our first wildfire. Used my tears to wash the wounds, your pen tattoo. Every time you dismembered me, you called my entrails beautiful, like a painting of a nude angel. The sunset playing Comptine dot otre ete as heart-bent swans circle the deep navel of the earth's core. We were all born into brilliant noise. Sometimes thunder is music. Often disasters shake us alive, like the tornado kiss that leaves a whole district destroyed. We clutch our kids, start from soil to cultivate a new life, hold on to the small but significant moments of choice. Dance in thunder, make bliss in bass music. Before you pick a flower, ask it, are you ready to be plucked? Listen intently to the problems of someone else for 1 hour. Spend your day as a poem. Smile at misinterpretations. See every opinion as a reading. Impatient. Sickle. Noun. A tool with a short handle and curved blade used to cut grass, bush. A cell hooked on confining crops. Now wheat turned to weeds, years into weeks. Evening does not end, a horseshoe looped infinite. Anything worth something is frail. My sleeping animal is a tool. The chewed cuticle to relieve tension, voids for fucking. Each day I grow closer to death. Everyone does. The sky, the color of ibuprofen. Sickle cell disease, noun, is a group of inherited red blood cell disorders that affect hemoglobin, the protein that carries oxygen through the body. Afternoon ambulance, falling through a door into my consciousness while my neighbors are seduced by sirens, then the silence, whiteness, a time lapse of flowers. Morphine, lulls clotted cells, sickle mutations, adaptions against mosquitoes, malaria, metamorphosizing into a horror where the racist vampire nurse succeeds at my murder. Patient, adjective. From the Latin, patiens, from patior, meaning to suffer or bear. Experience each person as their own universe. What conclusions are you making from comparisons? Look at a grapefruit. Now, look at a pomegranate. Look at their similarities and their differences. What do you notice? Does it even matter? I am the last days of summer. Moon-eyed, dizzy, darling, embracing complete disappearance. The final flicker of a candle, a tiny burning sun. A mirror, still bond, glimmering frame, Narcissus. Cool twilight, the hush of traffic, the stillness after orgasm. I think I may well be a sunset. Synchronize your heartbeat with your lovers. Record their heart's song. Make it your ringtone. This is a sleep silence questionnaire. I really want you to think about it. How do you know you're not a nightmare? What makes it hard for you to go to sleep? What keeps you from getting up? Where are the parts of you that you keep silent?
The bruised mind hoards glass boxes, captured memorabilia photographed, being told my skirt is too short at church, and that's the reason God killed Dad. The congregation's cold hands, the Bible teacher using her cane to send a message, to beat a hymn into the surface. I replay the act, the horror of being sent to isolation for wearing box braids to history class. I weep and laugh. It's Black History Month and I'm still hungry for meaning. I think about the centuries of planning that goes into making neighbouring countries strangers, Mussolini invasions. How an Eritrean mother can disown her son for dating the wrong African. I think of definitions. The narcissism of small differences. Who qualifies as British, a poet, or a genius? Why it's only the dead we regularly gift flowers. How I can only recognize my imagination in dirty mirrors. Nigeria's colonization, learning from YouTube about 1985 Brixton and the war in Vietnam, and how like a wasp through a window self-loathing visits when canteen security wanna stop me eating minutes before my Cambridge performance. My creativity is a broken winged bird that sings shame. I wanna be brave like James Baldwin, resolute in his blackness at Cambridge. Instead, I store someone else's guilt in my cortex. In that moment, imagining myself walking backwards towards another universe. I imagine the lines of my life in and outside of the margins, not performing for institutions, for humanness, respectability, or politics, but instead living as a poem. Portrait of a poet, writing in an office, the crashing image of a comet, etching her implosions into sonnets, subconscious symbols seeking breath in sonics. Drafts of old documents, capturing consciousness, limping subtext, moving silhouettes, injured secrets, iambic music, life, a sequence, flashing montage of experience. Kindness is bravery, vulnerability is courage. Squeeze perception like an orange, a monument built from baggage. The immensity of our unimportance. The adolescent cries within the parent, the patient bleeds inside the surgeon. Opaque dreams, suburban burdens, the ego's curtains, meeting every single version, the wounded selves that exist searching for purpose. On every planet, craving every type of existence, each dream a magnetic field, a raven's internal compass, misinterpretations, turning people into abbreviations, infinite ambivalence, the butterfly effect, reality a scrambled egg at the hands of perspective. Anecdote creates knowledge, the self is a lyric that lights the human spirit like a cigarette. And all that will remain is human hubris. Some people are questions, others are declaratives. Hum the melody of your heart. Clap to the drum of existence. What key is your soul in? What rhythm? Be a star or a street lamp. People can identify artificial light. See your name as a mask in an industry of dependency. Your mere existence is violence. Listen, your pulse is applauding you.